Hi, I'm Pastor Johnston with Resurrection Lutheran Church, and I'm just hoping to take a few minutes with you today to talk about this coming Sunday, the sixth Sunday after Pentecost, as we get ready for the divine service. We celebrate that here at Resurrection on Sundays at 9 a.m. 2 weeks ago, the fourth Sunday after Pentecost, the lessons focused on the office of the Holy Ministry, the ministry of word and sacrament, as Ezekiel was sent out as a prophet, as Peter talked about the importance of shepherds serving faithfully under the great good shepherd, Jesus Christ, and as the Holy Gospel talked about Jesus sending of the 72 out into the mission field and the power of his word, which proclaimed peace to sinners, that he sent those 72 out with. Last week, we had the parable of the Good Samaritan, and in the Old Testament lesson, we saw the love between Ruth and Naomi as they both shared the same God and same people because the gospel, the good news, had brought them together. And in the second lesson last week, we were reminded about the importance of Christian love, and that Christian love is fruit, not works. So it's not manufactured works, but it's fruit of the Spirit, that God, through faith, and the freedom that comes through faith now works through us for our neighbor, even as he has worked for us for our salvation. And now this week, we are again back at the importance of hearing the word. That hearing comes before doing in the Christian life. The importance of giving our ears to God so that he then can use our eyes and hands and feet and all the rest. In our first lesson, Abraham entertains angels for which he is to be commended. He has these visitors who come to him, and he decides to show good old ancient Near Eastern hospitality and tend to them. And this is a wonderful thing that he does, but as you read the lesson, you realize the most important thing that takes place happens when he takes a break and stops and listens. And they reiterate the promise that had been made to him and to his wife Sarah, that they would have an offspring through whom all the nations would be blessed. In our second lesson this week, Paul writes to a congregation he had not founded, but rejoices in finding out about their existence, which is a kind of a neat window into, well, how would Paul handle that situation? And he commends them for their faith. He rejoices in the instruction that they have received, but he prays that they will continue to hear the word so that they might strengthen and grow and overcome the obstacles that they are facing. In our Holy Gospel, we get another famous account, just like the Good Samaritan is so well known. Today we get the account of Mary and Martha, and Jesus comes to visit them. Jesus comes into their very own house, and Martha is very excited about this, and she wants everything to be just right for Jesus. And so she is busy with work to show proper hospitality like Abraham had shown. And this is a commendable thing. It's a good thing to want to welcome Jesus or any visitor into your house. As Christians, we are certainly called to show hospitality. And yet, it's Mary, her sister, who's not even lifting a finger, who's not helping at all, which agitates Martha. It's Mary who is commended because she sits at the Savior's feet. She listens, right? To be a disciple is to be a foot sitter. You sit and you listen. She listens to Jesus. And this is the most important thing any of us can do. Sometimes weeks get busy and we think we don't have time for that and we do everything but. And I would wager that we find that most of those weeks are actually much less productive than the ones where we actually take the time to stop, to be still, and to hear God speak to us in his word. Hopefully you'll be able to do that this Sunday or sometime this week, to take time to attend a divine service. If you're in the area and you don't have a church home, we'd love to have you come and visit here. If you're visiting and you're looking for somewhere to attend a service, we'd love to have you here at Resurrection Sunday at 9 a.m. as we gather around the word. But I also hope maybe you get some opportunities to focus on this word at home too. And how might you do that? What might be a helpful way to do that? Well, our psalm of the day is Psalm 119b, and that Psalm 119 is a very long psalm. Maybe take a portion of each day and make that your challenge. I want to read through Psalm 100 and 19. Maybe you're able to take a little bit more time, read through the first lesson one day, and then the second, and then the Holy Gospel. Maybe take time to say the prayer of the day. I'll have the bulletin up on the website. You can see the prayer of the day in there. And maybe consider looking at the hymns for the week. It can be a wonderful blessing, not just to sing hymns when we get together, but to pray them as well as you have time. The hymnal is a wonderful resource to have in your home. If you don't have one, it's a wonderful one to get, precisely because you can pray the hymns, you can pray through the catechism. There's so much in here of which we can take advantage. And so why don't we go ahead and close, and I'll do my best to read. It's not very light in here right now, which was my choice, so I can't blame anyone else. But the final verse, hymn 645 in our Wisconsin Synod Blue hymnal, hymn 645 is "One Thing's Needful." You can see why that's the hymn of the day if you remember what I said about the Holy Gospel for the Sunday. And we'll pray verse 3. Wisdom's highest, noblest treasure, Jesus, is revealed in you. Let me find in you my pleasure, make my will and actions true. Humility there and simplicity reigning, in paths of true wisdom my steps ever training. If I learn from Jesus this knowledge divine, the blessing of heavenly wisdom is mine. God bless you this week. May you find some time to hear the Lord speak to you amongst all the other busyness, important busyness often, but busyness of the week. And again, if you're in the area or looking for a church home, we'd love to have you join us here at Resurrection Lutheran Church. God bless your day.